Hello everyone, my name is Dev and I am a Roblox developer. I'm all around and I've kind of just been developing in Roblox Studio for like 4 years now. It's come to my attention to make a series like this because many developers struggle and I kind of just want to really get it out of the way that it's actually not really that hard to struggle in making a game. And in the span of 1 week, I managed to make this entire map that you see right here, which will obviously be added more onto this UI that I made for the game, just so I can show you guys that it's really not that hard to make a game, even complex ones, right? It just takes time and dedication. Now, of course, I may sound arrogant when I say this, but I still have 4 years of experience under my belt, but I can show you guys shortcuts that I wish I would have taken throughout this series. And I just kind of want to show you guys the progress of me making a game and building a community from it. So I guess just to start it off, I'll show you guys how exactly I got to the point that I am right now. So the first day was just kind of planning out what exactly I wanted this game to become. I wanted to basically make a game where players could get blocks and units and have their own plot and build upon it and take down waves of enemies with it. It would be a tower defense, but kind of inspired by the game Ember Ward, which I used to play back when it was in beta. I enjoyed it a lot and I just thought, well, I could bring it onto Roblox. Now there are some games that work off this concept, but I wanted my units to be a lot more unique and special. Most tower defense games just kind of put DPS on a unit and an ability sometimes, and sprinkle it with some over-the-top VFX to kind of sell the dopamine hit. But I wanted more to it. I wanted it to be strategic and I wanted it to actually have purpose. I wanted rare units to not be so left behind, unlike legendary units. I basically wanted that exact thing. So I made a Trello board to just kind of figure out things, organize things, what exactly I want to do with it. And that's pretty much what I got up to doing first. But after I finished that, it actually came down to, working on something. Everybody likes to plan until it's actually work time. So I thought, well, I've always programmed first. So I wanted to switch things up. And what I decided on doing? I decided to start map building on the very first day, because I could say I'm pretty creative, but I don't know that much building tricks. Building isn't my specialty, programming is. So anyways, I got to building first. I made the base plate for the foundation, and I kind of wanted to make the main lobby first before I started branching out to the plot. So that's exactly what I started doing. I also made some barriers around the edges, and I also wanted to start working on the summon area because, well, you can't have a tower defense without a gacha system now, can you? So day 2, I was starting to realize that I needed some units and some enemies. Well, that's basically kind of what I wanted to do for day 2, was just work on enemies and units. I didn't end up coming up with enemies, but I did come up with units that I could use for the game. I really like the design of the pattern grid that Roblox Studio has, so I decided to also put it on, besides the map, also put it on the units, just to see how it would look like. And it actually did turn out pretty good. There's not much to say about day 2 except for the fact that I spent around like 4 hours working on the units. Now, I say I'm pretty good at sculpting. I say I could make some pretty bang on sculpts for the game, but for one, that would take too long and I need to be extremely optimized with what I am doing for the game. I was also facing trouble whenever I would finish a sculpt, having to also retopologize it, which is a lot of optimization within it of itself. And I just thought to myself, well, this is going to take too long, so I have to figure out a different way to make units. So I came down to the conclusion that, well, I'll just use Roblox parts, but I'll make them really small and detailed. That's why I ended up taking around 4 hours, making each unit in about 30 minutes. But that's pretty much what to say for day 2. There isn't much to it. Okay everyone, hello, this is day 3, officially working on the game. A quick little start off of what we did yesterday. Yesterday was day 2 and we spent a total of 4 to 5 hours just working on building these beautiful rigs right here. We have Slimber, Rave, Cactice, Remy, Stan, Scary Stan, and Rez the Reptilian. Now, he doesn't really look like a reptilian, but he still looks cool, so he gets a spot. And then we also built barrier. We finished up the barrier around the area, and then we also finished up the waterfall. Right, we added a cool little smoke effect, made it smaller because, well, the units weren't loading in properly. And yeah, that's pretty much what we did yesterday. But anyways, user interface for today. We're going to do every UI needed for game completion. We're not going to do it all today, but we're going to get pretty far in today. Today, I want to do all of the left side, including the currency and the spirit coins. Yeah, pretty much everything on the left side. With that being said, I immediately got to work on the UI. I really liked the way Grow Garden did their UI, how they had their base plate and their crops and everything about their game be the old Roblox grid. I kind of wanted to do that, and they also had the UI. They put like the template over it on the UI, and it just made decent UI look good. So I kind of wanted to do the exact same thing with the UI scheme that I had going on, where it was Vignette covering up a base plate Roblox grid. So that's exactly what I did. I placed it onto the UI. I ended up coming up with these set of buttons, which I think ended up turning out pretty good. I was overall really happy with it. So day 4 and 5 didn't really include much. I was considering making a 6 to 7 day devlog, but then I just thought, well, that would just take too much time with editing and actual production. I still wanted progress to be shown, but I just needed to shorten up how exactly I'm going to showcase this game. All that was really happening on day 4 and 5 was I just wanted to continue working on the user interface. I liked how it came out yesterday, and overall I just really wanted to keep it going. I ended up coming up with these stats buttons, this play button, this guild button, or this build button, and I also ended up making a pretty banger on UI, which I'm about to show you guys. This is what it ended up coming out looking like, and I overall really liked it. I actually really liked how much time I spent on it. In total, I spent around 2 hours working on this summon menu. Yeah, so user interface can take a lot of time, but I guess the nice thing to say about user interface is that it doesn't take too long once you actually have a template to work off of. That was made on day 4, and then on day 5 I decided to take a step back and kind of just go with something more calming and relaxing, and I ended up working more on the user interface, but this time I made something that would benefit more the gameplay loop. So I ended up making this beautiful build UI over here, which this actually didn't take too long. This one was around, I'd say, about an hour. So overall, that's all I really have to show for the first 5 days of building. I did say a week, but I honestly did lazy around days 6 and 7, and I was mainly working on the devlog for day 6 and 7. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Tune in next week, or maybe a week and a half after, so I can showcase more of what I've built. I'm also planning on releasing a Discord, that way I could form a community. So if you don't see one in the description, just check it out on later days. That's pretty much it. It's really not that hard to build a game. I'll check you guys out on next week. Take care.